before, but I could not stand thy
My name is Liza Sobel, and I'm a composer and soprano. I'm based here in Chicago, and I'm studying for my DMA in composition at Northwestern. I think that's really fortunate whenever you get a living, just like when you get a living composer, it's really fortunate when you have a living author or librettist or poet that you're setting his or her text and you can go back and forth. One of the things we discussed was what he was able to finally communicate. What was one of those first things he said to his family, which was "I love you," and so that's really prominently featured in the songs. And then before, when he was feeling trapped and frustrated, what were those things he wanted to be able to express but couldn't? And so both of those wind up being in the song. And then the singer then conveys her inner thoughts, Mitchell's inner thoughts of feeling trapped and frustrated. And both of these two, when Mitchell is really not able to express himself, have very limited number of different pitches. So like different notes that the piano or the voice are even really singing, especially the piano. And then finally, there's a moment where where Mitchell said how he learned rapid prompt and method, and it took a lot of work, but it opened up a whole new world. That's what he says in his text. And so I tried to open up a whole new world, both sonically, where finally you have the piano that's been feeling really trapped, very small, different number of pitches playing. It starts going much faster, like opening up all these different pitches. And then we finally get the singer is able to sing "I love you," which she repeats, several times because it's just such a beautiful sentiment. And I really loved in some of the writing, there was an article about Mitchell's blog, and his family was quoted as well. And they mentioned, when they were finally able to communicate with Mitchell, how it was so moving for them too, because they didn't really actually get to know Mitchell because they couldn't communicate. And this, how that opened up. So another way, it opened up a whole new world. I thought that was just such a beautiful. I mean, that practically made me cry the first time I read about it in the articles about his blog. I mean, it just was so beautiful. Yeah, I agree. Not to be able to say that to your family, we really take that for granted. Those of us who can speak, that we can say that to our family and loved ones. At the last few measures are just the piano, and it goes back to this quick tempo, and it takes this moving piano part we've heard a lot throughout, and kind of you hear a quick gesture and stop, another quick gesture, another quick gesture. I thought that to me represented future ideas and things Mitchell will want to say to his family, and the piano is kind of that little spark of it, because as the song and as Mitchell said, it opened up a whole new world. So this one song isn't everything he wanted to communicate to his family. There's so many more things he wants to communicate with his friends and family and the whole world.